All right, welcome to another episode of Political Gurus, where we cover things which happen in America. So now the Trump administration wants to stabilize the market in Argentina. Now that they have done what he asked them to do, which was to support Javier Milei in the midterm elections, with the threat that if they don't, they won't get financial support. The financial support that Trump is giving to Argentina is 20 billion US dollars with the promise of another 20 billion to swap for Argentine currency, with the stipulation that eventually Argentina will correct this imbalance of trade and pay back the US. We want to ask our question: why is Trump so interested in Argentina voting in a right-wing person who's absolutely obliterated their market into no control, into an absolute free market? It's clear so that Trump and American corporate banking can use this to take Argentina's lithium, their agricultural products, everything else, and also to keep the Western Hemisphere, in which they're against Argentina, in which they're against Venezuela, against Caribbean countries in that area, and also trying to get a hold of Brazil and other countries and Colombia, so that they can control that part of the world and fight China, which is competing for resources and ideology in that area. Secondly, we want to know, why is Trump taking 20 billion American dollars with the promise of another 20 billion of our tax money? The idea is that it's for trade and eventually they'll pay back and it'll help America. We all know we're not little children anymore. This is something that Trump wants to use to enrich the bankers and to enrich the ruling class in America and in the Western world, to profit off of this, but at the expense of American taxpayers at a time where America is falling apart economically and socially. American voters and taxpayers, MAGA people, left-wingers, everybody should be outraged, because at this time when the government is shut down and government workers in America are getting cut, healthcare is getting cut, food subsidies are getting cut, he has the time to take the money that's American dollars and use it for this, even though he's cutting everything with Doge. This money is coming through the Federal Reserve printing more money, and also through the IMF and other Western mechanisms. And it's not going to help anybody in the Western world except for people who have money. This is $40 billion, which is going out of our pocket in a time in which we're supposed to be austere. And also at the same time, Argentine voters should be very upset, because this money that's giving loan to Argentina, the money's already been swapped, and already their market is collapsing again, which means that it raised their market up a little bit, but now inflation and everything is going up. So it's not even helping their citizens either. It's helping Javier Milei personally with some business deals. It's also helping Trump, who no doubt has economic investments in Argentina, so that not only will the bankers that support Trump make money, Trump's going to make money all out of all this. People should be enraged. You want to call us leftists? We're not leftists. We're just rational. At this time, when the U.S. is giving billions to Israel, giving billions to Ukraine for wars, which are killing people all over the world and making our world unstable. Now we have 40 billion or 20 billion now and 20 billion later to pump into another country so that a few people in the West can live off of it while the rest of the world suffers. What are your thoughts, Kunle?
Yes, the first thought that is noticeable is the anger from the Republicans and the Democrats in the united belief that this is money going to a foreign country. They've been as vocal about, the one that's vocal about was Israel. There are many reasons why Trump wants to put Argentina. They're a white predominant nation. They have a lot of ties to extremist groups on the far right. Their leaders far right. They're very racist. Everything speaks to mind. They're like the poster boy for an ally that the Republican Party would love to have. Of what America has suffered and the cost. I also understand from this morning that 42 million people are going to leave their stamps as part of the shortages, in addition to other difficult measures that's going to make it hard for the ordinary American people. And MAGA, MAGA, whilst they're not, MAGA is not socialist, it's right wing. They say they're right wing, but they are about protecting the rights and interests of the poor white American. And this is not helping them either. They are looking to their home base. There are people like Bill and Bud who ask them if they'll tell you extreme.
So don't forget Bubba, Bill and Bud and Bubba.
Yeah, Bud and Bubba. And they're not really interested in all them Argentinians and all them Israelis. They are just interested in what's going on at home. There is a slow wind of change that is growing around America. It's not there yet. We're not yet seeing it. But we're getting to a point where it doesn't matter whether you're Republican, whether you're Democrat, whether you're pro-guns, whether you're against guns, whether you're pro-abortion, whether you're against abortion, whether you're pro or against LGBTQ. It doesn't even matter whether you're racist. What matters is that the politician that you support must be of a local body, not a foreign body. I know I'm divesting a bit from Argentina for a minute. I'm going to come back
well,
there
we're
now.
talking about America.
So,
this show is about American politics.
Yeah.
So I know you're giving good points, but let's round it up a little bit, okay?
Yeah. So we're looking at a second country that America is doing business with, and that country is benefiting from it. And the positive for Trump is a destroy from Israel. Now they can focus on another country that America is spending money on at the expense of the American taxpayer. So there's actually less pressure on the major benefactor of those funds, which is Israel, in order for Argentina to now be in the front line of criticism of the public. Trump has remained loyal to big business and the oligarchy, and he has betrayed his MAGA base. And it's this is one of the other betrayals that he's showing. And I do believe that these politicians are actually becoming out of touch with the American people, or they are not out of touch, but they know how to ring their bells and sell them for very little money down the river. But clearly, Trump is selling America down the river right now.
Yeah, and he's not the only person. Biden sent the American people down the river too. How he did that was by, after COVID and a serious economic fall of America, he found billions to start a war and help a war in Ukraine. So it's all the same. The Democrats and the Republicans are the same. They sit down here and they always find money for the military industrial complex. They always find money to start new wars, but none of them can ever take a stance in which they go all out to support the people of America. Perfect example. Trump will use executive order if he has to push his right-wing domestic policies and to get war started. The Democrats and the Republicans, even if they shut down the government, they will always sign money to give to Israel and to give to Ukraine and to give now to Argentina, and nobody tries to stop it. They don't use the power that they have to go to the extreme to defend Americans, which you could use the power. There are things you can do as president or in Senate and Congress. You could even impeach Trump if you wanted to. So none of them are doing this. And on our show, left or right, this is an American show, but America's connected to the world. But let's focus on America first. Whether you agree with imperialism or not, or you agree with socialism or capitalism, you have to look at things which are hurting the country and say no. No American, not even Bubba, who didn't get a college degree, believes that this $40 billion we're sending to Argentina is going to help America. Last thoughts on that, Kunle. Let's wrap this one up here.
Yes, I mean, in Argentina's only defense, they're claiming that they're borrowing this money through the IMF, that they're borrowing it in, that America is going to get their money back at some later date. They don't really buy that. I think the economics looks like it's going to be ultimately at the expense of America and the American people. And I do believe that big business and oligarchs are going to benefit from this in some way that is yet to be revealed in the not too distant future.
And the news cycle, by the time the news cycle reaches 10 weeks down the line, nobody will ask questions about this. All right, let's move to the next.